Hey everyone, I just wanted to speak about a brilliant, free, completely free hiking app that I've been using now for a few months, having tried various ones, All Trails, Wikiloc. There's a few others, Komoot, I think there's one, and out of all of the ones I've tried, by far the best one that I use is this one, Mappy.cz. It's a Czechoslovakian. They're based in Czechoslovakia, but obviously you can use it for anywhere. It used to be called Windy Maps in the past, but changed its name. Now, the good things I like about this is one, it is completely free for all maps. You can download every single. So you basically go into your the app and you download, say, your country, UK or Spain, where I am, France, wherever it is you're hiking or wild camping, and you download that country, and then you now create the map, which I do on the laptop before, because I like to kind of be in advance. I like to plan my trip, and then from there, when you're offline, if you go somewhere remote and you don't have any signal, it works fantastically well. It's literally the best I've ever used. It's brilliant. I can't speak highly enough of it. Now you've got various type of maps. You've got I prefer the outdoor map, which one here, but you've got change map. You've got basically just traffic map. So if you're driving, you've got the aerial map here, so it gives you an idea of woodland, urban areas, various things like that. Now, when you first open Mappy.cz, I'm logged into my account, but it always defaults to um, a town or a city in Czechoslovakia. So along the top here, along here where we're looking, you'll see that it's got the various car, public transport, bicycle. There's even one for Nordic walking and canoeing or kayaking. If you're going on a kayaking stroke hiking trip, you may have your canoe with you, so it'll give you that as well. But the one I use is the hiking man, that one there, and I have to say it's brilliant. So here we are. Let's pretend actually, this is what I am going to be doing, a trip planned for sometime this year. I want to go to, there's a place called Restanka Refuge, and then I want to walk from there back to Lake Bessaberry, back to the beginning of my walk to, I know there's a bus drops me right off where I want to start. And the idea is I'm going to go round this path here, along past these lakes, along to Restanka Refuge, walk my way back round here, through this path, across the peaks of Bessaberry Nord, and then make my way along to Lake Bessaberry, which is here, and this will bring me back down to the path. This is the main road that takes me all the way back to Barcelona. So that's what I want to do. So let's go. I'll zoom in a little bit and I'll give you the starting point I want to start. Now there's a big tunnel that goes to Viella. It starts here, but there is a parking spot here where the bus actually drops you off. But anyway, let's say I'm either driving a car or I'm getting there some way or another to this place here, and there's a little path leads here, and this is going to be my starting point. Now that's a signpost. So I'm in the little man. I choose this and I click on there, and that's already given me the geographical code for the exact place I want to start. So I've zoomed in on the map there, but let me zoom out so we can follow where I want to go. So first of all, I want to go to this lake here. That's going to be my first. I might need to top up on water or whatever, filter some water from there. So all you do is you click that you want to choose on the map and click on there, and straight away it gives you the distance, how long it's going to take you, approximately 4.6 kilometers, 2 hours, just over 2 hours. And that is pretty much how this works. It's like most hiking maps. But the great thing with this is what I like about it. It gives you, it's, as I say, it's completely free. When you open up the app on your phone, you just download the country that you're going to be hiking in my case, Spain, and then whenever you create the maps. Now, obviously, I'm on the laptop now. I'm creating my route on the laptop because I just find it easier for me to do this beforehand. It's a planning and find out where water sources are, etc. Now, obviously, these lakes are huge, so I know I have a water source there. I also just noticed that this lake has the shape of somebody with a thin neck, sticky out chin, and a nice big quiff, almost like Morrissey. Anyway, I've just noticed that, but we'll ignore that for now. But one thing I like about it is also if you're in a place where there's a waterfall or a little bit where there's not lakes at all, bigger lakes, it will give you water sources, which I'll come to in a moment. But also it gives you now this red is a main path. Now in busier times, this is actually the HRP. It's a famous GR11. It's part of the. It's a famous hike through the Pyrenees. But if you don't want particularly to stay on that path always, and you want to do something slightly alternative, now you can take these smaller paths here. Now, I know that's a walkable path because, for example, if you load an area where you have hiked before or you're familiar with, and you look around and say you know you walked a certain path and it's this color and this kind of, it just means it's a little bit more off the beaten track. It might be through some woodland. It's just more of a trail where you can only walk rather than mountain bike or I mean, you can't take a car through this area, but maybe it's not suitable for mountain bikes either or motorbikes. It's mainly just for hiking. So you might, again, you might just a little bit more peace and quiet, and it's your preferred kind of hike, and which it is mine. So instead of me going all the way around there, which I might want to, but also I think, okay, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to try. I'm going to go an alternative path. So just to get on this path here, you would just maybe click there. That would take you there. And now I can choose this path along here. Let me zoom in again. So let's click here. Maybe I just need to keep clicking along the path, which is fine. It doesn't make any difference as long as it's guiding you in the place that you want to go. And then one more, I can go there. Let me see. There you go. And then I can zoom out. So it's given me an alternative rather than going round, up and around the lake there. It's given me a little shortcut here. Now where I'm going to is Restanka. I know that's where I'm going to head to. It's a refuge there. So I can, instead of clicking on the map, I can just put Restanka, Refugi della Restanka. I click that, and now that's going from where whoop, zoomed out and rather than zoomed in. It's going from this, where I was last, and it's taken me back up and along. However, I might have wanted to go down here that way, but I don't. I mean, it has given me the direction. But the good thing with this, or the great thing I like about it, is because when you're using the app when you're offline, because it works extremely well, you can pick and choose your paths as you go. So I could have possibly gone down this little path here. I maybe would have wanted to go, instead of going all the way around there, I might have wanted to go down here and go around that way. If I do, I can just delete that, go in the plus sign, choose somewhere on the map, and I can just click there. And now you'll see the blue, it'll take me down that way. Now, as it goes, I'm going to end up going back here, Lake Besserberry, this little lake here I'm circling. But I want to go to Restanka. So I really want to go that way anyway, because I'm going to come back this way eventually. So, but let's say I do. Let's say I just go this way. I then again, I think you get the idea by now. Go on here, and then from there I can just write rest anchor, which I haven't spelled correctly. Rest anchor. That'll now guide me up to there. And now when I come back to Lake Bessaberry, where I'm heading to, I want to come down this way. Let me zoom in again. It may be being a little quick for you. I want to come down this one here. But let me show you the water sources. So for example, here's the little sign there. Hover over it. It says it's called Cascada de Rio Malo. I click on it. Sometimes there's a photo. Yeah, there you go. I can look at the photo of it. Zoom. There you go. Nice waterfall. Little wild camp area. So I know if I go follow that path, if I'm short of water, I know there's water coming. I can filter some, or I can wild camp near there, so I've got water I can boil up, etc. Just click out of that and go back. So from rest anchor, let's head there, because I know it's on the way to Lake Bessaberry, which is over here. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to click back in the directions, choose this, and I'm going to go to that waterfall. So I'm going to choose that. After I've been there for a while, I know I go over some peaks, but I'm going to go here because I want to end up taking this path eventually along to the lake. Actually, I want to go to another refuge, a free one, which I'll show you in a moment. So for now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in on the map, and I want to be exactly to this point here. So choose this, choose that I want to choose on the map, and click there. And there we go. Zoom out just to show you what it's done. It's taken me from rest anchor all the way along here and along. And then to finish off, there's a refuge here called Refugio Bessaberry. Again, if I click on it, someone has kindly uploaded a photo, and it's a mountain hut. Look at the view there. And then there it sleeps about, I think there's 9 bunk beds. So it sleeps about 18, but they say comfortable 10, 11, 12 people or so. It's comfortable. It's very basic. A couple of bunk beds. There's a place you can cook. There's no fire, but there's a cooking area that you can, if you've got your little gas hob with you to cook up some your dehydrated meals, or you've taken food with you, whatever. There's a place there, and then you can stay there completely free of charge. It's not a charged refuge. It's free. So that's where I'd be headed to. So now I just choose that again, click that, click on there. That takes me there. And then when I finish off, I want to go back to where I very started, past Lake Bessaberry, which my last video, if you want to see Lake Bessaberry, that's where I was. And then in the end, I will finish off, and I finish off down here. This is where this is a refugee de Coninglaise. I wouldn't be staying there, but I know that's where I get the bus. Where I get the bus back. Actually, I get the bus from here, but that's just for the sake of finishing the journey. I finish off here. And that in total is 34 kilometers. It's saying it's about 21 hours of walking in total. And that's my trip plan, my wild camping trip. And I would probably do that over 3 or 4 days, probably 4 days. So I'll take enough. I'll take my water filter, loads of water sources. I'd have my tent, maybe take some dehydrated meals, nuts, some porridge for the morning, that kind of thing. Enough food for 3 or 4 days, and knowing I've got plenty of water on the way. And that for me is a brilliant, fantastic wild camping trip in the mountains of the Pyrenees in an area called Val d'Aran. If I zoom out here, you've got Viella, that's the capital of Val d'Aran. It's like a skiing area, but in the spring and summer, autumn, this place is absolutely stunning. So that's what I'm planning for the year now. I've done all that. I would then just save it down here, save changes. I'm doing save changes because I'm going over the top of another map, but you normally just says save changes, and it's called Viella Tunnel, rest anchor, Besserberry, back to Viella Tunnel. I'll save that, and there we go. It's as simple as that. But as I say, the best thing I like about it is, one, it's completely free for all types of map. When you're out on a hike and you're checking it, because you've got the offline, it's so accurate. It's unbelievable. And so even if you're going, 10 meters off the trail, it'll just give you a little vibration on your phone. Okay, turn around. And it's so good. And it's never let me down. It's got it helps you if you think, okay, there's another path here. We're going to the same place. Let's try this maybe more interesting path, or as I say, through the backwoods. Or you might find a little spot where, as I say, you can change the type of map here. You can go into with photos, or you can go into change map. You can go into geographic if you want to. That one you have to. It's not, you can't zoom in so much on the geographic. But as I say, I always use the outdoor map. I find that much more, obviously shaded areas with trees and all the rest of it. I just find it much more easier to use. Sorry, not easier to use, but in terms of visually, I think it really helps. Gives you obviously all the highest peaks. Here's 2,000. Down here, I would be starting off at say 2,300 meters. My highest point up here is Besserberry Nord. I know is 3,000 meters. So over the period of a few days, I'd be going up 700 meters or so. But some of it levels off a while, so it's a bit all sorts really. But you're up in the high mountains with stunning views. That's just a short tutorial of this app. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommended. If you haven't used it, maybe give it a try on a few of your hikes. See what you think of it. But for me, in terms of what I can get from it, completely free without having to pay any subscription, it's absolutely fantastic. Hasn't let me down, and I highly recommend it. So I hope, as I say, there's lots more things you can do with it. There's if you want to go into other things, like if you're going cycling, or even if you're driving. Now there is this little button here you'll see what's circling around. It's called Tourist. Now you can now what that means is basically where you're going is going to be is going to get it's going to be waymarked. You're going to have signs telling you where various things are. So it's keeping you to some path where hopefully you won't get lost, or there's cairns or various things like that. Or there's a thing called fast. Now, if I choose fast, that might give me a slightly different. It might change the map slightly, but that means it's going to give you the quickest route, but not necessarily always with signs. So you may have to use your navigation skills yourself as well, a little bit here as well, and knowing what all these, for example, these lines here being super close to each other, obviously means that steep incline. You're going further and further steeper inclines, and as the lines are smaller, then of course as they're bigger, then it's less and less incline. So think just simple things like that you need to know. But in all honesty, I tend to use the tourist one. And then when I'm out on the map, when I'm out on the trail or walking or hiking or doing whatever, as I look, I think, okay, this looks like an interesting path. And as long as it's still going in the direction that I'm heading towards, or it's my final destination, I may take one of those paths just out of interest. I think, okay, you can always turn around and go back if it doesn't work out. But I found that if there's a map showing a road, a little path showing, that they tend to be it's very, very accurate. For example, here, I could, instead of going down this path here with the blue, I could choose this one, which would be off the GR11, but it's parallel pretty much to that, but that'll just be like perhaps a woodland path that you can walk through. So that's it pretty much. I hope this has helped you it's just a brief overview of how it works. It's like a lot of hiking apps. However, some are not so good at actually creating the map, or the ones that do charge you to use it offline. As I say, this is completely free. They don't charge you anything at all, and it works better or as good as better than any other map that I've used. So I hope it helps. Give it a try if you've not come across it. I think in the past it used to be called Windy Maps, but now it's just called Mappy.cz because it's from Czechoslovakia. But give it a go, see what you think, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about it, anything that you're unsure of, or any settings that I haven't gone over. As I say, this is just a brief overview. You kind of work out the settings as you go. But if there's any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, that's great. Well, thanks for watching, and happy hiking. All the best to you. Take care. Speak to you soon.